has to precede writing any book.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to go quick fire round.
Oh.
Are you ready? Assume position. And okay, so what is your favourite crisp?
Favourite crisp? There's a brand of crisp called Slabs, which sound exactly what they are, right? They're sort of like really rich salt and vinegar, cheese and onion flavours, but they're called Slabs. They're like big, thick doorstop crisps. They're absolutely incredible. If you don't know them, get onto them, Kirsty.
I'm straight onto them. Okay.
Yeah, have a look at them.
God, I don't know if I can concentrate now. Rice Krispies or cornflakes?
Rice Krispies.
Rugby or football?
Football.
Harsh. What's your favourite swear word?
I'm not like. Can
you can't say it. On this? Maybe not. What's your opinion on garden gnomes?
I like them. Yeah, I've recently watched Sherlock Gnomes with my children, so yeah, I like them.
Absolutely. If you had access to a time machine, would you go back or forward in time, and what would you do?
Oh wow. Okay. Yes, I would. I'd go backwards, and I'd go to sort of Dickensian England. I've always been fascinated by Dickens and the characters and sort of the society that lived there. I just think it's absolutely enthralling.
I love it. What's your favourite book?
Favourite book is Don't Die with the Music Still in You. It's by a guy called Wayne Bennett. He's a rugby league coach out in Australia. An incredible bloke, but it's just a series of simple homilies of life that he's learned, or lessons that he's learned through his life.
I love it. Favourite song?
Favourite song? Wow. Just Say Yes by Snow Patrol.
For some reason I thought that was by Yaz, but I'm going to move on. That's the only way it's up. Favourite movie?
Favourite movie? Raiders of the Lost Ark. We were talking about it before. Yeah, I love that.
Classic. And if you had to recommend to follow one person on Twitter, who would it be?
You know what I'm going to say. Yeah. There's a guy called Cold War Steve. It's absolutely, there's a work of genius going on behind him. He's a guy that I don't know who he is. He just produces these vignettes with all kinds of random characters in them. It's like I suggested it to you, didn't I?
I can't stop. I can't stop. It's ridiculous. It's like a Pringle. I'm like, don't look at it. And then I do. It's hilarious.
There's characters like Leslie Grantham, isn't he, somewhere in the background, or Danny Dyer chasing David Cameron, and
it's just brilliance of how did he get to that space? It's just delightful. And finally, someone who's inspired you.
No question on this. It's a personal one, but I'd go for my dad. I mentioned him before in terms of the boxing club I set up. We were really proud that in January this year, the Manchester Council named a road after him in that area of Manchester that we're talking about, in tribute to the legacy of the work that he's done and the impact he's had on so many lives. And I think part of the reason is because obviously growing up with him, I saw the amount of sacrifices and the hard work and the dedication that he invested in it, but how much it mattered to him. And I think he came from incredibly humble beginnings, and I think to have achieved and more the ambitions that he set out for himself, I find it really emotional and quite moving. I mean, he unfortunately he's quite poorly these days, but I still think even now, so he suffers with dementia, still sort of he's still got that spark about him that just find a real source of inspiration.
It's wonderful because you talk about him in your last book as well, The Winning Mindset, and it's just at the back, and your whole tone changes when you talk about him. It's just straight from the heart, which is beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. He's he's a fascinating guy. So he left school when he was 14, and he couldn't read or write. So he grew up in sort of post-war Catholic Manchester as an illegitimate child. So he was always seen very much as an outsider. in his own community and even his own family. And he left school at 14, so basically being illiterate. And just by his own efforts, he set up the boxing gym. He ended up writing a number of books, biographies on some of his heroes. And then, like I say, he took 5 guys to world titles. And then in the Millennium Honours list, he was awarded an MBE.
Oh, wow.
And it was really nice to see, because I think it was the first. It was almost like he'd spent his life as being an outsider, and I think outside.